the desert sky ignites with the dawn, painting the horizon in fiery hues. Elias Crow, a silhouette of scars and resolve, crests the ridge on horseback, his 3-year pursuit nearing its end. The wind screams across the barren landscape, a symphony of turmoil echoing Crow's inner storm. His eyes, narrowed against the rising sun, burn with a mixture of vengeance and weary determination. The saloon fades into a memory, a homestead bathed in the soft, golden light of dusk. Hymns fill the air, voices raised in harmonious praise, laughter echoing warmly. Riders appear on the horizon, dark silhouettes against the fiery sunset. Flames erupt, hungrily licking at the edges of the homestead, casting long, dancing shadows. Screams pierce the night, shattering the peaceful melody, replaced by the roar of destruction. The idyllic past is consumed by violence, the warm light extinguished by harsh, burning glare. Elias arrives to find his homestead consumed by flames, a hellish inferno painting the night sky with fire and despair. Acrid smoke stings his eyes, the stench of death heavy in the air, as the intense heat radiates from the burning wreckage. Paralyzed, Elias stares at the devastation, the horrifying scene unfolding before him in a cruel, slow motion. His knees buckle, and he collapses onto the scorched earth, utterly broken by the magnitude of his loss. Under the relentless desert sun, Elias rides, a solitary figure, consumed by vengeance. His hardened face, etched with determination, reflects the harshness of his journey. Whiskey fuels his relentless pace, a burning thirst mirroring his inner turmoil. The desolate landscape mirrors the barrenness within Elias's soul. Each grain of sand whispers tales of past sorrows and future retribution. His figure, a dark silhouette against the horizon, pushes forward, driven by vengeance. Under the desert's relentless sun, a tattered wanted poster flaps wildly, promising $5,000 for Harlan Voss's capture. Elias, weathered and resolute, fixes his gaze on the poster, the bounty solidifying his grim resolve. A glint of determination hardens his eyes as he adjusts his worn hat, shielding his face from the harsh light. With a subtle, decisive shift, Elias spurs his loyal horse forward, deeper into the arid unknown. The horse's hooves kick up dust, each stride echoing Elias's unwavering pursuit across the desolate landscape. Elias rides into Blackthorn, Wyoming, a lone figure against a harsh, unforgiving landscape. The town, Voss's kingdom, is a rough haven for the lawless, every shadow concealing danger. He scans the faces, each weathered and wary, a predator entering enemy territory. The Red River Gang's grip tightens, their presence a palpable threat in the dusty streets. Saloon doors crash open, silencing the piano and drawing every eye. Framed in the doorway, Elias stands hooded, an aura of menace radiating from him. Tension crackles as Elias steps inside, boots thudding softly on the wooden floor. The saloon's occupants hold their breath, fear etched on their faces as Elias advances. Elias scans the room, his gaze lingering on each person, a silent threat hanging in the air. Elias enters the saloon, the swinging doors momentarily framing him against the bright, unforgiving day. He moves with purpose towards the bar, his boots muffled by the sawdust-strewn floor. His gaze sweeps across the saloon, a hawk searching for prey, each face scrutinized, each shadow assessed. He seeks any clue, any whisper that connects back to Harlan Voss. Each shadow holds the echoes of those who shattered his world. In the dimly lit saloon, Rusty Kane hunches over the bar, a picture of dishevelment and exhaustion. His unshaven face and rumpled clothes tell a story of sleepless nights and hard living. Elias slides onto the stool beside him, his relaxed posture masking a subtle underlying threat. The tension in the air thickens as Elias settles in, his presence a silent challenge to Rusty. Flickering gaslight paints the crowded saloon in shadows, as Elias slides a whiskey towards Rusty, his eyes promising secrets. Rusty throws back the whiskey, the fiery liquid loosening his tongue and clouding his judgment. Elias leans closer, his voice a silken whisper, expertly steering the conversation into dangerous territory. With each gulp, Rusty's defenses crumble, revealing Voss's location and the gang's scattered positions. The amber liquid fuels the flow of secrets, painting a vivid picture of betrayal in the dimly lit saloon. Atop the dark hilltop, Rusty gestures towards the landscape, a canvas of distant lights piercing the night. He describes Voss's ranch, painting a picture of a fortress looming over the world. The ranch is a hilltop bastion, heavily guarded, an impregnable silhouette against the horizon. Elias listens, his face shadowed, absorbing the details of their daunting challenge. A flicker of resolve ignites in Elias's eyes, a silent promise etched in the darkness. In the stillness, a plan crystallizes, each whispered word forging a path through the night. Under the cloak of night, Elias lurks on the town outskirts, a predator poised to strike. The ambush is swift, a silent storm of violence erupting in the darkness. Rusty Kane falls, the brutal attack leaving no room for defense. A lifeless form sprawls in the dirt, a stark testament to Elias's ruthlessness. The silence returns, heavier now, pregnant with the weight of what has transpired. A clear message is sent, etched in blood and fear upon the unforgiving ground. Elias melts into the inky shadows of the town street, leaving Rusty lying motionless on the cold asphalt. Flickering streetlights cast eerie shadows on a crude sign beside Rusty. One down, Voss next. The chilling message hangs in the air, a stark warning cutting through the night. A palpable wave of fear washes over Blackthorn, the silence amplifying the threat. Empty streets echo with unspoken dread as the town succumbs to the night's terror. The sign glows ominously, a harbinger of more violence to come in the shadowed town. In his lavish study, Harlan Voss, a man of Viper's charm, listens with cold eyes as news of Rusty's demise reaches him. A scoff escapes Voss's lips, a puff of amusement barely concealing the unease that flickers within. He dismisses Elias as a nuisance, a fly to be swatted away with a flick of his wrist. Yet, behind the facade, a flicker of unease betrays a deeper concern, a shadow in his cold eyes. Dim light paints the saloon in long shadows, a haze of smoke clinging to the rafters. Snake McCrae deals cards with a smile that chills more than it warms, his eyes like chips of ice. Glasses clink, a discordant melody in the smoky air. Elias steps through the swinging doors, a figure silhouetted against the night. The clatter of chips and murmurs abruptly cease, all eyes drawn to the newcomer. A palpable tension descends, heavier than the smoke, thicker than the spilled whiskey. In the dimly lit saloon, Elias and Snake face off across the worn poker table, shadows dancing around them. The air is thick with unspoken tension, each breath held, each glance a silent challenge. Cards lie scattered on the felt, symbols of fate in this high-stakes game of wills. Elias's gaze is intense, his eyes narrowed as he studies Snake, searching for any flicker of weakness. Snake returns the stare, his expression unreadable, a mask of calm concealing the storm within. The weight of the moment presses down, the saloon holding its breath as the showdown looms. Inside the dimly lit saloon, long shadows dance as Elias stands firm, his weathered face etched with sorrow and resolve. Across from him, Snake, a seasoned gunslinger, is visibly trembling, his usual bravado failing under Elias's intense gaze. The flickering gas lamps cast an eerie glow on the dusty floor, highlighting the tension hanging heavy in the air. Elias's voice, low and steady, cuts through the silence. "I know about your role in my daughter's death, Snake." Snake's eyes dart nervously, betraying the guilt he tries to conceal. The weight of unspoken accusations settles between them, a storm brewing in the heart of the saloon. The saloon is dimly lit, smoke hanging thick like a shroud, obscuring faces and intentions. Tension coils around the poker table, each player a coiled spring ready to unleash. A victorious slam of a hand reveals a winning flush, igniting fury in a losing player's eyes. With lightning speed, a gun is drawn, shattering the tense silence with a deafening shot. The echo of the gunshot reverberates as Snake McCrae slumps forward, lifeblood staining the felt. His cards scatter like fallen leaves, revealing a losing hand in a game of life and death. Inside the saloon, chaos reigns supreme. Shattered glass and bodies litter the floor, a testament to recent violence. Gunsmoke lingers, a hazy shroud over the devastation, as overturned tables bear witness to the brutal clash. Elias moves through the carnage with a detached serenity, his expression a stark contrast to the surrounding chaos. He steps carefully over a fallen barman, a silent acknowledgement of the lives upturned in this violent storm. His footsteps echo in the sudden quiet, a stark contrast to the earlier sounds of gunfire and struggle. Elias exits the saloon, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation, his presence a ghost in the aftermath. Elias corners the tracker in the vast canyon, the towering walls amplifying the scene's intensity. The tracker, weasel-like, squirms, his eyes darting around, trapped. His terror is palpable. Dust swirls around their boots as Elias advances, his shadow looming over the cowering figure. The canyon's silence is broken only by the tracker's ragged breathing, a stark prelude to confrontation. Elias stares down at the man who betrayed him. Justice hangs heavy in the air. Under the scorching sun, Elias towers over the kneeling tracker, a figure etched with resolve against the harsh canyon backdrop. "Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out," Elias demands, his voice echoing through the silent canyon. I was paid," the tracker stammers, sweat and fear mingling on his face. "To lead them to you." Elias presses, "What did you see?" The tracker shudders. "The things they did. I can't even speak of it." In the desolate canyon, Elias leaves the tracker, his silhouette stark against the vast, unforgiving landscape. The tracker is tied, helpless under the scorching sun, as his fate hangs heavy in the air. A sense of impending doom permeates the scene, the silence broken only by the wind. Distant howls of coyotes echo, a haunting symphony signaling the grim reality of the canyon. Inside Voss's ranch, paranoia consumes him as he paces, his shadow stretching long and distorted in the dim light. His voice cracks with desperation as he barks orders, doubling the guards, his eyes darting at every sound. The air crackles with tension as Voss declares a bounty, his words hanging heavy in the night air. He's obsessed with the Ghost Rider, his empire crumbling under the weight of unseen attacks. The guards exchange uneasy glances, fear mixing with duty as they prepare for a phantom enemy. Voss's face is a mask of fury and fear, his grip tightening as he vows to crush the Ghost Rider. Under the cloak of night at Voss's ranch, an eerie tension hangs heavy, palpable in the air. The Red River Gang is gripped by fear, their faces etched with dread. The once confident outlaws are haunted, their bravado shattered by the specter of Elias Crow. Each shadow seems to whisper his name, amplifying their paranoia under the starlit sky. The ranch, once a haven, now feels like a trap closing in around them. A lone rider, Elias, faces nature's fury as a desert thunderstorm erupts, each lightning flash revealing his grit. Lightning splits the sky, casting stark shadows on Elias's determined face as he rides relentlessly toward Voss's ranch. The storm within Elias mirrors the tempest around him, fueling his resolve with each thunderous roar. Under the chaotic dance of lightning, Voss's ranch looms ahead, a destination fueled by Elias's inner storm. Under a sky ripped by lightning, rain torrents down on Voss's ranch, each drop a prelude to a violent clash. Elias arrives, a lone figure against the storm, his presence igniting the already charged atmosphere. The ranch stands stark and ominous, every shadow whispering of the confrontation to come. The elements conspire, rain and lightning painting a dramatic stage for the final act. Under the cloak of night at Voss's ranch, Elias moves with deadly precision, a silent predator fueled by years of simmering rage. Each guard falls swiftly, soundlessly, as Elias's dark figure blends seamlessly with the shadows, a phantom of vengeance. The air is thick with unspoken menace as Elias continues his grim work, each action a step closer to his unknown target. Voss's ranch becomes a stage for Elias's deadly ballet, where every shadow holds a threat and every second counts. Under the cloak of night, Voss's ranch house stands silent, unaware of the storm about to break. With a furious kick, Elias shatters the door, the splintering wood echoing like a gunshot. The sudden intrusion rips through the stillness, announcing Elias's violent arrival. Dust and shadows dance in the wake of the shattered door, a prelude to chaos. The ranch house, once a sanctuary, now stands exposed, vulnerable to the night's fury. Elias's silhouette darkens the doorway, a harbinger of vengeance stepping into the light. Inside Voss's ranch at night, Voss waits, rifle raised, his face contorted in a cruel sneer. His eyes gleam with sinister confidence, convinced of his imminent victory. He underestimates Elias, seeing him as nothing more than a simple farmer. A dangerous glint in his eyes suggests a deadly intent. Dim light stretches long shadows in Voss's ranch, the worn wooden floorboards creaking under unseen weight. The air hangs heavy with foreboding, a palpable sense of dread clinging to every corner. Elias stands unmoving, his transformation chillingly complete, eyes now like chips of ice. The farmer is gone, replaced by something cold and resolute, a new figure emerging from the shadows. His voice cuts through the silence, devoid of warmth. I died that day. Inside Voss's ranch, night descends into chaos as a fierce gunfight explodes, shattering the tranquility. Tables overturn amidst the storm of bullets, each impact echoing through the tense atmosphere. Ricocheting bullets spark off the walls, adding a deadly dance to the already frenzied scene. The room transforms into a chaotic battleground, a maelstrom of destruction and survival. Each shot fired escalates the tension, painting a vivid picture of the brutal conflict. The air fills with smoke and the scent of gunpowder, marking the intensity of the deadly struggle. In the night at Voss's ranch, Elias presses on, a figure of wounded resolve against the dark. Each movement is a testament to his relentless spirit, his determination etched in every line of his face. He weaves through the chaos, bullets kicking up dust around him, each narrowly avoided. His eyes are fixed, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The ranch, a battlefield of his making. The air crackles with danger, each shadow a potential threat, each sound a warning. Driven by a force that transcends pain, Elias closes the gap, his goal within reach. Voss's ranch at night, both chambers stand empty, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. The gunfight abruptly shifts. The metallic glint of knives in the dim light signals a brutal, intimate struggle. The air crackles with raw tension as the knife fight intensifies, each thrust and parry a desperate dance. A brutal knife fight. The unbearable tension is palpable. Inside Voss's dimly lit ranch, Elias moves with sudden, brutal force, disarming Voss in a heartbeat. He slams Voss to the hard earth, the air knocked from his lungs as Elias's knee grinds into his chest. Lantern light flickers across Elias's face, exposing the deep scars of a life marked by suffering. Years of pain etched into every line, a map of torment now illuminated. Elias's eyes burn with a chilling intensity, a cold fire that promises no mercy. The ranch falls silent save for Voss's ragged breaths and Elias's simmering rage. Inside Voss's dimly lit ranch, long shadows stretch across the rough wood, hinting at unspoken grief and hidden stories. Dust motes swirl in the faint light, the air heavy with stale whiskey. Elias stands, a statue of barely contained rage. His knuckles white as he clenches his fists, Elias's voice cracks with venom. My girl, 8 years old, you laughed. In the dim light of Voss's ranch, Voss kneels on the dusty floor, hands clasped, his usual arrogance replaced by raw fear. He looks up at Elias, desperation etched on his face, pleading silently for a mercy that won't come. Voss's eyes widen as he sees only death reflected in Elias's cold, unwavering gaze, a chilling acceptance. The air thickens with unspoken dread, as Voss realizes there will be no escape from his fate. Under the cloak of night, Elias drags Voss from the ranch, their figures stark against the tempest. The ranch is silhouetted, a beacon in the storm's fury, as Elias's rage finds a physical outlet. Rain lashes down, blurring the world, a reflection of the inner turmoil consuming Elias. Voss struggles, his face a mask of shock and fear, under the relentless assault of the storm. Lightning illuminates the scene, each flash revealing the raw intensity of Elias's torment. The raging storm mirrors the chaos in their hearts, as Elias confronts Voss in the wild night. Under the cold starlight, Elias's face is grim, etched with the harsh lines of desert justice. He secures Voss to his horse, the leather creaking in the still night, a promise of a long, unforgiving ride. A cruel fate hangs heavy in the air, a silent testament to the unforgiving code of the West. Elias steps back, his silhouette stark against the pale horizon, leaving Voss to face his destiny. The horse shifts, sensing the tension, its breath misting in the cold air as it awaits its grim task. Voss is now alone with the vast, indifferent desert, the stars his only witnesses in the desolate night. Under the cloak of night, Elias stands as a statue of grief, his face a canvas of sorrow etched by the storm's relentless hand. A horse, a silhouette against the tempest, rears up, its eyes wide with panic, mirroring the chaos of the night. Voss's ranch becomes a stage for tragedy as the horse bolts, a dark steed carrying screams into the abyss. The storm swallows everything, and Elias is left alone in the darkness, the echo of screams a haunting reminder. The first rays of dawn paint the desert sky with a sorrowful light, signaling the storm's retreat. Elias appears on the horizon, a solitary figure marked by weary determination and fresh bandages. He rides slowly, his gaze fixed on the distant silhouette of what was once his homestead. The air hangs heavy with the scent of rain-soaked sand and the unspoken weight of loss. Each step his mount takes is a step back into a past that now seems distant and dreamlike. The rising sun casts long shadows, mirroring the long shadows of memory that stretch before Elias. Elias arrives at the ruins of his homestead as dawn breaks, casting long, mournful shadows across the desolate landscape. Charred wood and crumbling stone stand as silent witnesses to the devastation, their forms etched against the horizon. The air hangs heavy with the acrid smell of ash, a constant, bitter reminder of the inferno's wrath. He pauses at the edge of the ruins, the rising sun painting his face with a mixture of grief and resolve. The silence is broken only by the whisper of the wind through the skeletal remains of what was once his home. Each step he takes is a heavy echo of loss, a journey back into the heart of his deepest sorrow. Dawn breaks over the homestead ruins, casting a somber light on the desolate scene. Elias plants a simple wooden cross, a stark symbol against the ravaged earth. He plants another cross, each a silent testament to a love now lost. The crosses stand side by side, marking the graves of his wife and daughter. Elias stands in quiet reverence, a solitary figure amidst the ruins. He pays his respects, his silence echoing the profound grief that consumes him. Dawn breaks over the charred homestead, painting the desolate landscape in hues of gray and despair. Amidst the ruins, Elias sits in haunting silence, a solitary figure swallowed by the vast emptiness. The wind whispers through the skeletal remains, a mournful echo of Voss's final screams. Revenge offers no solace. Elias's face is a canvas of haunting emptiness, reflecting the true cost. His eyes, hollow and distant, search the horizon for a peace he can no longer find. The charred wood crunches beneath him, a stark reminder of the destruction he has wrought and the emptiness it leaves. Under the vast sky, Elias makes a fateful decision, turning his back on Blackthorn. He walks away, resolute, from the town, a silhouette against the bright day. The bounty, the revenge, all fade into insignificance as he seeks a different path. He understands a profound truth. that true peace cannot be found in vengeance. Elias's determined figure strides toward the horizon, leaving the shadows of Blackthorn behind. Under the vast sky, Elias rides along the Red River trails, his figure small against the landscape. Dust kicks up behind his horse, each stride measured and deliberate. The river reflects the sky, a ribbon of blue winding through the rugged terrain. His face is etched with determination, a silent promise of redemption driving him forward. The journey stretches endlessly before him, an uncertain path towards an unknown future. Under the relentless sun, he walks the Red River trails, his weathered face a canvas of past storms and quiet endurance. Encounters with fellow travelers punctuate his journey, each meeting a chance to offer help, a shared burden eased. Around crackling campfires, stories are exchanged, weaving a tapestry of human connection under the vast sky. With each act of kindness, a subtle shift occurs, mending the shattered pieces of his soul, one connection at a time. Elias stands silhouetted against the majestic mountain range, a solitary figure dwarfed by the vast wilderness. His intense gaze sweeps across the jagged peaks and deep valleys, a silent quest etched on his face. The wind whispers through the mountains, carrying echoes of his past and the weight of his loss. He searches for a new purpose, a path forward, amidst the towering grandeur of nature's cathedral. In the face of overwhelming grief, Elias seeks to honor his family's memory within the mountain's embrace. The sun beats down on the Red River trails, where the dust settles on a legend fading into memory. Whispers of the Red River Gang's reign of terror echo through the canyons, their shadow receding. Once feared, now forgotten, their power crumbles into the very dust they rode through. The trails, once stained with fear, now breathe with newfound peace as the gang's grip loosens. A new dawn breaks over the Red River trails, free from the Red River Gang's long shadow. Under a canopy of stars, Elias seeks solace in the vast desert night, the cool sand a stark contrast to his inner turmoil. The desert wind whispers tales of past sorrows, carrying away the sting of old wounds. Firelight dances across his face, reflecting a newfound serenity, a quiet acceptance replacing the burning rage. He gazes into the flames, each flicker mirroring a memory, now softened by time and reflection. The endless horizon offers a silent promise of healing, a chance to rebuild from the ashes of his past. Elias breathes deeply, embracing the desert's stillness, finding peace in its stark, unforgiving beauty. As dawn breaks, Elias rides along the Red River, the rising sun painting the sky with hope. The river flows, a constant companion mirroring the relentless march of time. Though the ghosts of the Red River Gang linger, they are mere shadows in the face of his resolve. Elias faces the horizon, a man reborn, undeterred by the specters of his past. His eyes reflect a newfound strength, the river's current embodying his forward momentum. He rides on, leaving behind the echoes of yesterday, embracing the promise of a new dawn.